Hello, Taurus. This is your reading for December, January. It's also great if you have second house placements or Venus within 5 degrees of your ascendant. Also, sometimes Libra risings can relate to Taurus readings because they're so Venusian. All right. I'm Susie. Welcome if you've never been here. Um, I'm trauma-informed astrologer and metaphysical practitioner, which means I read cards. I'm using the Good Tarot today from Charlotte, not Charlotte, Colette Baron Reed. And I feel like it's like my most Taurusy deck. So I thought, let's use that today. All right, and we're gonna focus on you and what's going around you and what you may not be seeing and what can what can I give you at the end of this reading, not just like maybe what someone else is thinking or doing. Um, yes, confirmation about your own intuitions, but hopefully you walk away from this reading with like something helpful, useful, or a tool. Okay. All right, let's get way too many. There we go. You know, never fail. So like 4 came out and I picked them up and put them back in because that to me is not, that's just a dump, not a jump. Um and one of the cards, I always feel that if I put a card back and it's supposed to come out for your reading, it comes back out. It did. Okay. So one more. Hmm. Very interesting, Taurus. All right, let's get one more for you. First thing I want to say is like, this is a fine mess. Um, I even have my earthy background on for you guys. All right, so we're starting out with this. I love this deck. We have the Seven of Earth, Seven of Pentacles. We have Santa Claus Magician. How appropriate, right? Because my goodness, we're less than 7 days from actual Christmas Day, if that's what you celebrate. And we have the Magician. This is a very wise magician. Now, normally when I see the Magician in reverse, which that's how it came out, when I see the Magician in reverse, I often see it as the manipulator, not the manifester. In upright, I see this as the manifester, the beginning of having an idea and wanting to put it in it. I see it as very mercurial. It's a combination, but it's very mercurial, wanting to uh put some work into the thought and start to manifest at least on that 5D level while you're baby stepping into the 3D level, right? Of this new idea, this new desire. When Santa Claus Magician is upside down, for me, it is more like the wisdom, the age and the wisdom and the expertise that this magician brings, which is different, right? Than the other magician, looks quite young. You're manifesting because the Seven of Earth for me is Seven of Pentacles is the wait is over if it's in reverse, which it is. Or it's impatience. You could be tired of waiting on something and feeling a little impatient. And so maybe you're going to do the less seasoned route of manifestation. So maybe you're trying something. We have the Ace of Swords in the upright, but we have the Page of Swords I feel like wow, Taurus, I feel like there's going to have to be a lot of faith. Taurus can be funny. And like, when I talk to my Taurian clients about this, they're never like mad or insulted or offended. They're like, yeah. So, and it's that they will take their time to do anything. You're not going to rush them to do anything. They're going to take their time. They're going to do it right. My dad was like that, like, you know, better to do something the long way and do it the right way. But it's hard. They can also be impatient though. They're also impatient. They're going to want you to do things the right way, but they can be impatient when it's something that they feel like is not fair, is not just. You know, we think of the other Venusian run sign, and that's Libra, which is the sign of justice. If I had to just read these 4 cards like quickly, if you gave me a minute, I would say that the impatience, I'm done, whether universe is saying you're done waiting, you might be done waiting, and you are experienced. You do know how to let things come in slowly. You do know the sweetness of building something with hard work and with and doing it the right way, so that it has stability, because it's so important to Taurus, right? But it feels like you might have run out of patience. You're being given an epiphany, a new way to think. Something has come in from universe, from your guides as a gift, with that Ace of Swords. You're having a realization after you've decided, I'm going to do this. I'm going to shortcut this because I'm tired of waiting and I shouldn't have to wait. And I don't deserve this, is a lot of what I feel. I think the first thing I really heard, and then I shut my mouth and said, no one's going to want to watch this reading if you say that. But if I'm being honest, it was the first thing I heard after I dealt the cards. Well, this is a fine mess we've gotten ourselves into. Your manifestation is still going to work. But the Page of Swords in reverse at the end here, that's a good indicator that the first feedback that you get from what you're trying to accomplish here, whether this is in a relationship, or a project, or trying to get money in the door, the first bit of evidence you're going to see come in from how you're manifesting it specifically is going to be not accurate, because the Page of Swords in reverse is not accurate. You know, and we're in a Mercury retrograde, so it only makes sense the Page of Swords is in reverse. And we're in a Mercury retrograde as you're watching this in Capricorn, which is another Earth sign, which means it's most likely trining something. If you have Taurian placements. Let's find out what it is you're trying to manifest. I'm gonna we want something really direct to the point, which for me is my Light Seers deck. One of them. There's a couple. There's some that I'm very careful about what sign I use it for and what clarification I'm using for, because I feel like it's almost harsh or so blunt. Let's clarify that Magician. What is it? Let's clarify the Magician and the Seven of Earth in the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Could be a reunion or it could be wanting to let go of someone that you're unable to reunite with. More major arcana for our Taurus. This is not either that, or you just want the change part of the transformation over with. It's like you want to skip to the next place because you're tired of all this change bullshit, like the pains that come, the discomfort and the destabilization that come with the change. Okay, let's get, yeah, we have, okay, what you're being impatient about for the Seven of Earth is, one, I was right. Whatever this is feels like it's not fair. And it's taking too long. And you're impatient about the fact that, like, by all universal standards, by all standards of justice, what's right and what's wrong, if there's a card missing on the table, it's justice. And if what's right and what's wrong, you should be the victorious one. And I feel like you've been doing things the right way. I feel like the reason that wise old magician is turned around is because doing you the right way, doing everything the right way, and doing it the long way, and being the better person, quite frankly, feels like I ain't got shit to show for that. So now we're going to do things the other way because I'm the one who's getting, like, I feel like they're showing me one of those like medieval stretching tortures. Like, I'm tired of that. That's what it feels like. This growth feels like a medieval stretching table. That's what it emotionally and mentally feels like. And I feel like you're exhausted. And I can't remember what other, was it Taurus on Sunday? If you haven't watched the Taurus reading, Sunday in my weekend hangout that I do live, it's all timestamped. I think I talk about Taurus being exhausted there too. The other thing is we have an a-hole. Sorry, Emperor in reverse is a big old a-hole, somebody who is very much in need of an ego death. Emperor in reverse is the worst. I can't stand it. So what came up with the Magician is this death and rebirth. Right? So like you feel like the Grim Reaper has a hold of you because that sun shining behind the trees, that's the third eye. Look at the placement. You know that what you're doing is what you need to do. And what you might be doing is leaving this a-hole, leaving somebody that's only in their own ego, even if they're not a full-on I'm such a Marvel nerd. If you're new here and you don't know that, I apologize for my nerddom. But there's a line in the original Guardians of the Galaxy where Star-Lord and his crew, they're basically a bunch of rebels. They're like bounty hunters. They're like, but they're trying to do a good thing because they're not bad people. They're just good people who didn't have anything else left to their devices but to do whatever they needed to do for money and to live in a world that wasn't really very fair. So he sends a message, and it's John C. O'Reilly delivering it to Glenn Close. And he said he wants you to know that he's definitely an asshole, but he's not 100% a dick. And the reason that I'm laughing, you're probably like, I just can't get that 3 minutes back, Susie, that you took to explain that. I apologize. But that's this. I feel it with all my heart. They're not 100% like a bad person, but they're so self-absorbed. They might even play victim a little bit because that's why I said this is the worst. The Emperor in reverse, and that's male or female. It's that person that that like probably has almost everything, but can still find a reason to figure out why they're a victim and why everybody's like mean to them, or something's not fair to them, and they're really just centric within themselves. Everything is perception, nothing is perspective, right? You're needing to like win the war between you and this person might be the transformation. But right now, the problem is like you could be 100% right. But when you fight, an emperor that's upside down, when you fight somebody that needs an ego death and they can make everything about themselves, they've probably done that most of their life low key. Low key, they're really good at it. And low key, because they're not 100% a dick, because they're not 100% a terrible person, there are plenty of people that are going to back this person or see you as the bad guy. On a spiritual level, on a just plain old right or wrong level, a behind the curtains level, you deserve the victory. You are impatient because it's not right. What's happening is not right. Then we have, right? Like, now I don't want to be patient anymore. I'm going to do things the other way, right? Because this feels like the torture chamber. Now, listen, what you're going to do is, I mean, you feel like this is what you need to do right now. But I'm just telling you, the feedback that you're going to get in the beginning is going to be completely not right. I feel like you're getting this message, Taurus, because the first indications of any kind of change, you're going to be like, what? I do it the old way, it doesn't work. I do it this way, it doesn't work. What the hell? Because of the way that this is going to come in now, you are going to have to trust that knowing. You are going to have to trust your own epiphanies. You are going to have to trust your own inner wisdom, and what you have decided to do is going to work. I don't know that it's going to work any faster than the old-fashioned way. It feels like it would, but you cannot trust the information coming from the outside right now. And I don't want you to get discouraged by it. I don't want you to be discouraged. Okay, so yeah, I don't want you to be discouraged by the information that you see. And I think that that is part of the justice. So I think that, like, I think that I'm a little concerned about you. This is the opposite of the justice you were looking for, but it's not an accurate testimonial of what's happening. It's not an accurate depiction. It's not accurate. It's almost, and in some cases you may hear something in the opposite because somebody's either pretending because they don't want you to know. Yeah, okay. You're wiser than whoever you're dealing with. You're also going to be okay. Or this could be somebody coming into your life. When I go do the extended, the two things I'm most interested to look at. So if you're a member, you get the extendeds, and that's at the lowest level, which is $2.99. It's $3, and you get all 12 extendeds for the month. But also you guys get to take a poll. I put a poll up usually like an hour after the whatever elements air on Wednesday. And then you guys get to pick what I look at the most. I'm kind of the most curious about this guy now, and also what's this misinformation. But we'll figure it out, and then you guys will decide which one I look into more, and that will be what the extended reading is based on, but I definitely think we should look at him. That's about it. And look for the holiday. The flash sale information will be going up later tonight. For next week that starts. I only do it twice a year, and it's like 20% off. Like, it's a lot off of my sessions, and I do that as a give back and a thank you, because trust me, that's for you guys. And the holiday party, which is just $4.44, and there's over $450 worth of prizes and games. And also I'm going to give you tools to go into the new year with, and astrological tools, metaphysical tools, and even some like neuroscience tools for like mindset. And there's tons of information on that on the community page. or you can go on my website, and I think that's it. Okay. I love you, now you love you, and I will see you guys later. Bye.